In the chaotic aftermath of the September 11th attacks, America's aviation system was in turmoil. Flights were grounded, fear was rampant, and the newly formed Transportation Security Administration, the TSA, was tasked with an immense challenge: securing the nation's skies. Amidst this high-stakes environment, one woman stepped up and fundamentally changed the game. Her name was Ellen Howe, and she wasn't just part of the system. She became its most formidable defender. Ellen began her career as a transportation security officer at Boston's Logan International Airport, one of the very airports hijacked on 9/11s. The pressure was unimaginable. The initial TSA security measures, while necessary, were often brutal. They relied on long lines, extensive manual bag checks, and a one-size-fits-all approach that was both inefficient and frustrating for travelers. It was a system built on reaction, not foresight. But Ellen saw things differently. She didn't just see procedures. She saw patterns, vulnerabilities, and opportunities for improvement. She started small, meticulously observing the flow of passengers and baggage. She noticed how easily certain items could be concealed and how predictable screening patterns could be exploited. Instead of just reporting these issues, she started experimenting with solutions during her shifts. She rearranged queuing lines to disrupt potential surveillance, developed new, less predictable pat-down techniques, and trained her colleagues to look for behavioral cues, not just prohibited items. Her station at Logo quickly became the most efficient and effective checkpoint in the airport. Her supervisors took notice. Soon, Ellen was promoted to a training and development role. This is where her true genius shone. She realized that the biggest weakness in any security system isn't the technology, it's the human element. Terrorist groups were constantly studying TSA methods, looking for loopholes. They would send testers through security lines to probe for weaknesses, noting which officers were less thorough or which techniques were easy to bypass. They were trying to break the defense from the inside out. Ellen's response was brilliant. She decided to beat them at their own game. She created an elite internal team known as the Red Team. Their job: to think like the enemy and try to break their own security. Ellen's Red Team was relentless. They would try to smuggle mock weapons and explosives past their own colleagues. They studied covert concealment methods, social engineering tactics, and every trick in the book. The first Red Team exercises were a wake-up call. They were shockingly successful, revealing dozens of vulnerabilities that no one had ever considered. Some in the TSA leadership were alarmed, even embarrassed. They saw it as proof of failure, but Ellen saw it as a roadmap to success. She argued passionately that it was better for a friendly Red Team to find a weakness than for an actual adversary to exploit it. Every failure in a test was a victory for real-world security. She used the data from these covert tests to completely overhaul TSA training. Instead of just teaching officers what to look for, she taught them how to think. She introduced dynamic, unpredictable screening methods that made it impossible for adversaries to predict what they would face. She developed layered security, where different checkpoints had different randomized protocols. An item that might pass one check would be flagged at the next. This constant adaptation was Ellen's masterstroke. She wasn't just building a wall, she was building a living, breathing immune system that could learn and evolve. The impact was profound. The success rate of the Red Team's infiltration attempts plummeted. More importantly, intelligence chatter revealed that adversary groups were becoming frustrated. The American aviation system was no longer a predictable, static target. It had become a complex, ever-changing puzzle that was too risky to challenge. Ellen Howe didn't just reinforce the defense, she transformed it. She taught an entire organization that the best way to protect against a threat is to understand it, anticipate it, and relentlessly challenge your own assumptions. Her legacy isn't just in the procedures we follow at the airport today. It ebbs in the mindset of constant vigilance and proactive defense that keeps millions of travelers safe every single day. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible stories you've probably never heard. See you next time.